All right. Hi, everyone. It is. Hi, it's so good to be back. Kirby, Gally, Karu. Hi, welcome. It has been a bit. Thank you all. Ziwa, hey. Yeah. So, I 100% remember all the evidence I have to take to this trial. Sal, hey! And let's get you all some monodams for being here early. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah, so I was thinking like, oh man, you've been sleeping and keep missing stream? Well, hi Ozzy, hey! Well, I know it's the holidays. This is like a difficult time for like anything to be on the schedule of any kind. Including for me. Darn it, I totally lost my train of thought for a second here. Oh, yeah, so I'm all thinking like, oh, alright, it's gonna be like, you know, we do this chapter, there'll probably be like a week or two break, and then chapter 2 comes out. We're gonna get through this done, chapter 2's gonna be out, and we're just gonna keep on going. Which I'm totally cool with. I'm loving this. And I got one more, IRL person into this. It's not. It's still there, Kirby. Because I don't want to get rid of it. Because yeah, so it's still there. Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's probably about it. I mean, I feel like stabbing con is you know, still a therapeutic kind of command there. As from Riz house, you're gonna say hi, Ryoko. Alright, hi Ryoko! That's okay. Have fun with your family. You've been watching the Your Turn to Die VODs between stream and gotten really addicted to the story again. I feel I need to, see, I don't need to replay it, because I remember all my decisions. And I don't want to go through that again. But, God, I miss Your Turn to Die so much. You open Pandora's music. Oh, hey! PK, hey! Sorry. Now that, you know, YouTube has changed things, I'm like, okay, look at the icon. Who is this? How's it going? Still making some cool songs. It's not really a joke. You really fall asleep. Oh, that's totally fine. So, like, I think I've commented that I've fallen asleep twice while streaming. So I totally get it. Just some of them. I have Sarah, I have Joe, I have do I have Alice? I don't think I have Alice. Chaotic, hey. You're cold, you hate December? It is very cold. It is super cold. I am hoodied up. I have a little, hopefully to help the sound a bit, since I have the heater on so I don't freeze in 20-degree Fahrenheit weather. But I have a little like this back fabric privacy thing, whatever, so hopefully block the sound of the heater so you don't hear that too much. I hope that helps. I really do. Otherwise, I'm so sorry, but I don't want to freeze to death. It's too hot there for you. Oh no. Okay, that means I don't have Alice. Okay, I will add Alice to the list. Your turn to I knew I had one of the siblings. Add Alice. Got it. You want to switch places with Ozzy? You've been busy running the full React project? Oh, cool. Yeah. Have fun working. Yeah, so I think that's about all it. And then we're gonna see me save scum a whole lot for this trial. But let's do it. Alright, I think I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more monodams, because why not? Alright, let's do it. I'm going into this trial, my trial, with with a lot less ammunition than I like. I'm beginning to form a picture of what actually happened. Maybe even circling the drain on a suspect. But Emma won't be generous enough to give me breathing room. Oh, also, real quick. So remember how I was super excited that the dev of this game was going to be at a convention literally just an hour away from me next month? Well, it turns out that entire convention is sold out for the entire weekend already. So, yeah. I don't get to go... I mean, I guess I could, like... Oh, I can't sneak in. I don't know. I'll try Sunday, maybe. And if I can make a Sarah cosplay fast enough for it. Or just have to wait till next year and buy my tickets apparently 3 to 4 months early. Oh wait, I do have Alice? My head. She'll want to end this fast. Maybe if I do badly enough, it'll flip her sadistic switch and she'll want to keep playing. Wow, sorry. Oh, I do have Alice. Can't believe I didn't realize I had Alice. So, you got charged with owning an AI. First time you do something exciting in your whole life. And I gotta find out through the beep in grapevine. My life is plenty exciting. Freckles. You could bore the polish off a resume-checking robot. The Catholic school teachers with more active night lives than you. Morgan. Yeah, Morgan's like, paragraph, delete. Okay. So, who'd you rope in? Anyone I know? Oh shit. Are you representing yourself? Fits within my budget. Screw your budget, you're going to jail. Thanks for the vote of confidence. It ain't a matter of how good a lawyer you are. Anyone who represents themselves in court has a fool for counsel. You represented yourself countless times. Not for anything I had a chance of losing. Your pal hasn't even been dead 48 hours. You're too close to this. You'll make mistakes. But that's what saving and reloading's for. The powers that be really didn't want to give me a rain check. They're taking this very seriously. It's more dangerous than that. They're scared. Is there precedent? An ad committing murder? How'd you pass law school without learning how to look this stuff up? I know what the net says. I'm asking you. The answer to that is... not helpful to you at the moment. I'm really feeling Morgan's expression here. So what words of advice do you have? Get yourself a new lawyer. Okay, gonna close this chat now. Bye. Aw, don't lose, Freckles. You don't need to tell me that. Oh, Sarah. What are you reading, Adonai? I was reading David's employment contract with Noble Electronics before I got waylaid by spam texts. The one we found inside the panic room? It looks quite extensive. Should I skim it for you? Depends. Did you pass the bar exam since we last spoke? Are you comfortable? I am not. Ever seen that old movie with the gorilla and the skyscraper? They bring it to the city and... I understand the analogy, Adonai. Considering how infuriating Morgan is, everyone seeing her be so annoyed by Victoria is so funny to me. I wish I could call it overkill. But considering the spec Sarah put up yesterday, maybe those bindings aren't heavy enough. Come to think of it, those I didn't turn off my Discord as usual because I'm a dumb butt. There we go. Come to think of it, those numbers must have faked along with the rest of what the machine read. If that was all smokescreen David added to help her lay low, then her actual strength is more like... If your joints weren't currently locked up tighter than a vice, do you think you could escape this place? I hope that question is not indicative of your strategy. This is me trying to distract you, Sarah. Enjoy the hypothetical. I would estimate that the building's automated security would put 9 holes in me before I reached that door. 9's not so bad. I would not be able to function after the 7th. Ah. Well, if you haven't been planning some great escape, I would not do that. That would be illegal. And you would still be on trial. I remember. So what have you been doing all day then? I am attempting to recover memories from Friday. You can do that? It is not dissimilar from the process of recovering data erased from any other computer, despite the difference in scale. I won't be able to remember everything, but if successful, I could recall individual pieces of information that could prove useful. That's a lot of coulds. And even if you're successful, you may not like what you find. Whatever happened that day, either you or David wanted you to forget it. Yes, but even so, I have to remember. Because it is the last day that Father and I... Any luck so far then? I can recall a slightly musty scent. Yeah, that's blood. Wow, case closed. What about you, Adonai? Have you formulated a plan for the trial's proceedings? My plan, Sarah, is how I do all trials like this. Like, I'm gonna go in, say a bunch of words, and hopefully something comes out. Something like that. Young insists that serotonin isn't what killed David. I don't buy it. There's no other explanation for how he died. So, she is lying. And if she repeats that lie on stand, I'll need to expose it. Somehow. Would she really commit perjury to protect Noble? To protect one of Noble's patents? She doesn't strike me as quite the corporate zealot she makes herself out to be. But you believe she had something to do with Father's death. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know why anyone would kill Father. Considering the possible consequences of what he confessed to it in his journal, I can think of... But then again, I don't understand why anyone would kill anyone. Do you? No, of course not, Sarah. Murder? Who would do a murder? Bell's tolling for thee. Means that the doors to the courtroom are unlocked. Let's... Wait. Can you walk like that? Oh no. Have you at least tried it? Waddle have to... Oh my god. She's just like waddling like all like... Boop, 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 boop. Wait a second. Across the hall, that's... Oh, hey! He's coming in for, as a witness? Dot, 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 dot. Keep waddling, Sarah. I'll catch up. As you say, Adonai. This will be a coin toss. You that surprised to see me? I'm not surprised you'd want to see the outcome of this trial. I am surprised you want to talk to me. You're defending the android, right? He likes honesty. I think I'm gonna stick with being honest. Yeah. I'm defending Sarah's innocence. I don't think she killed David. Do you? I don't think. I don't think it matters. Noble is what killed David. Whether it's with a pen stroke or a sleeper agent, killer android are plain old goddamn arsenic. How could anyone that smart be that dumb? Why the hell did he ever sign his soul over to them? David may have been in over his head, but he wasn't a bad negotiator. I've read his contract. His position was strong. You're the lawyer. But a guy like me, working in music? Can't tell you how many people I've seen screwed over by a big smile and a fat signing bonus. No such thing as corporate generosity. If you think you're getting a good deal, it's only because you don't know how much you just sold. How much you just sold? David's real wealth lay in his intellectual property, the potential energy of it hanging on the whole industry. If he sued even 1% of the companies, taking inspiration from his Turing solution, there is a clause in his contract. If Noble ever did fire David, he would have retained control over all his patents afterwards. Wait, they fixed it? What? Yeah, see, that sounds nice. Only they never did fire him, did they? He just happened to die. An unforeseeable act of God. In contract law, they call that force majeure. I used to say lied instead of lay back there, and one streamer called it out when playing. Game? Okay. I'm like, are you loading? Are you okay? All right, July 2nd, 3:29 p.m. I said, did you find anything interesting in the contract, Adonai? A few things, yeah. Basically, David was well taken care of so long as it kept him around. And he'd retain control of his patents even after being let go. But what Porter said, logically, if David were to pass while still employed, Noble would continue to control the bulk of his IP. So I'm guessing David was planning on quitting then. And Noble found this out, which is why they murdered him. So if they knew David was going to leave in a year, it would be very foolish of them to let Father go. Okay, cool. So yeah. I don't know, we didn't think about that last time. Like, wait, of course. Well, they wouldn't do it for no reason. With this contract, he could only be fired for serious offenses. Corporate malfeasance, revealing trade secrets, fraud. Father was not a fraud. He was, as they say, the greatest of all time. Fraud. Fraud just means lying to the company about something, Sarah. Oh, wait, we just got something. Hold on. Is that terms or is that evidence? I think she says preliminary. I think that was under evidence. Okay. David's contract. Okay, here we go. All right. David would keep ownership of his patents if terminated. Couldn't be terminated without serious cause, such as fraud or worse. Oh, that's it? Okay, never mind. Lady! Hi! Oh. Eyes up. Showtime. Counselor Morgan, the state charges you with possession of contraband. Contraband? We're so back with Sarah. She's my next cosplay as soon as I finish Colette from Danganronpa. I want to cosplay Sarah so bad. In violation of safeguarding our National Digital Security Act. How do you plead? Not guilty. Soylent, hey, hi. Very well. Since it seems we are, in fact, doing this, I'll now turn over the administration of this trial to the adjutant. But be warned, any attempts at stalling or muddling the issue, and I'll step right in and override the trial myself. Summary judgment, siding with the people. Are we understood? Yes, Your Honor. Are we gonna have the same adjutant as we had before? No way. Each courthouse only has so many bodies, but the personalities swap around all the time. So, the chances of us dealing with the same glitchy mess as yesterday are... I'm guessing we're the same glitchy mess as yesterday. Glad to be back. Did you all miss me? Morgan's face. Forget I said anything. I'll just go crawl under a rock and die while you make your opening statements. The defendant is the owner of the android registered under the model name Sarah, with license number 12029280. She hasn't contested this, and I doubt she will. So the question of ownership is already answered. All that remains is to determine whether Sarah qualifies as contraband. It's a charming android, incredibly well made, a masterpiece, and the last known work of a great man. But when we look at the evidence and the facts surrounding the death of Dr. Asher, just can't forget your love for some. Yeah, I mean that's really fun. I'm just saying, I still love characters, and I'm totally okay with that. We're forced to conclude that said android is responsible for his death, and that conclusion carries very serious implications. I will prove here in court today that the machine standing there killed David Asher, not through an accident or a mismanaged dosage, but through an intentional poisoning. I won't ask the court to judge this machine on its apparent sentience, its range of emotions, or the free will it may or may not possess. I only ask that the court judge this creation on what we will prove it to be more than capable of: patricide. Woof. Wouldn't want to have to follow that act. But go for it anyway, defense. Your Honor, what the DA said is true. What did you say? Did she use a minute? Sorry, just the first part. This android is super charming, and it is the work of a great man. The rest of it was pure speculation, based on a little more than a few bad camera angles and a phobia of anything new. I do own the android you see here. It was bequeathed to me by a man known to most of the people in this courtroom as the father of modern machine intelligence. To me, he was just my friend. And if I thought at any point that this puppet had anything to do with his death... This android is charming and lovely and sweet and amazing and beautiful and attractive and... I would have dragged it to the chopping block myself. But I don't believe that. I never have. Sarah is an android, nothing more. It isn't capable of homicide, and it didn't even commit manslaughter. It is just a well-made machine. Any fears one has about its capabilities are projections, nothing more. And it troubles me greatly that the state is spending valuable time and resources on rushing to pulverize Dr. Asher's last known work. when it could be going after the very real, very human forces that were responsible for his death. This is just this is just episode 1. This feels like finale kind of vibes already. Is she serious? She's talking about Noble? Blah, 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 blah. The people can't prove that Sarah is an AI. And truth be told, I can't prove that it isn't. But I can prove that it's not guilty. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Ooh, chills. You sounded very confident, Adonai. Is it a very your turn to die kind of a stream today? You know what? As present, I will add Sarah and Morgan as pixel sprites. I think that'd be fun. Well, yeah, well, no one ever got good at lying by being modest. You could have simply said thank you. Thank you for your presence here today, Detective London. In light of the new evidence, I'd like to go over the death of Dr. Asher one more time. What happened Friday night? Well, at 6:30 p.m., David Asher spoke on the phone with his lover, and the two of them broke things off. Lover? It's an accurate description of the relationship, isn't it? I wouldn't know. That stuff's private. Adonai. Then, the deceased met with Noble VP Helen Young in his parlor starting around 7:30. You picked Sarah mainly because the girl was energy ready to eat like Morgan. God. Sarah is such a difficult protagonist to beat, I feel like, in my opinion. She's kind of still my favorite protagonist of all the death games so far. He then left the parlor and the sightlines of his home security system before reappearing on his private, secondary security system in his basement moments later. At which point, the android Sarah can be seen handing him the poison he'd go on to drink. And do you see that android in the courtroom? Yeah, she's the green-haired one that's frowning at me. Let the record show that the android Sarah has been identified at the scene of the crime. No objections. None? Then why'd I even show up? Detective London, what happened next? Asher went upstairs and shared a drink with Miss Young. Within a few minutes, he was being airlifted to the hospital, where he was soon declared dead. We know that the poison could be produced by his manufacturer, which Sarah had access to, just up the stairs in his workshop. So Sarah had ample opportunity to procure the poison, and Sarah handled Dr. Asher's cup immediately before he did. Is there a question in that statement, Your Honor? I'll rephrase. Was anyone else seen handling Dr. Asher's cup before he died? No. I have no further questions. Okay, so hang on real quick. Because I do want to solve a little bit before we get to anything. Speaking of poison. We're going to go all the way back down to this. There was a glass of water found in the sink of David Asher's kitchen. Helen's DNA and fingerprints, no trace of any poison. Could it be Helen was so unsure, or at least was scared that, you know, Sarah, whichever cup was poison or not poison, that she went and got a glass cup so she would know that there was nothing in it? Because what if David handed her, like, the cup that had the poison in it, right? Because both cups weren't poison, only one cup had poison in it. So I think the fact that Helen went and got a water cup at some point, I guess, and drank out of that. And because the other one... hold on. Let me find the other cups. Whiskey's cup? No. David's cup? Was that a David's cup? No. There was another cup, wasn't there? I feel... Young's... All right. Oh, but it does have saliva though. I guess that's the one, part I'm not quite sure about. I don't know. Maybe she maybe she drank it after he drank his. And got, you know, right? That way she would have evidence of, like, her fingerprints and saliva on that. Maybe. I don't know. Back to the case. So, that's your witness, counselor. He wasn't lying per se, but there was some ambiguity in the statement he gave. Truth's gotta come out one way or another. If Emma won't push, I'll have to pull. Okay. Okay, talk screen, basement footage, whiskey. At 6:30, Dave and Asher broke up over the phone. 7:30, Helen Wright. Okay. Oh wait, no. Back out. Yeah, I forgot. There's only room for one airhead in this courtroom, and it's totally not you. Sorry, I literally forgot how to play this game. Didn't happen. Okay, talk screen, footage, whiskey. Only call if I can fight this. Okay, 6:30, they broke up over the phone. Yep. 7:30, Helen arrived. Yep. They spoke briefly, then he went downstairs to get drinks for them. Went downstairs, sure. Camera solution shows Sarah handing him the cups and the whiskey. Sure. I came back to the parlor, started drinking. It wasn't long until he lost consciousness and died. Drinking poisoned whiskey while he thought he was having a toast. I need to go back. That was a good way or bad way to go out. Yeah, can't call nothing there. I heard a slight slip up there. Okay. Pick up the phone. Yeah, that sounds about right. Helen arrived. Sure. They spoke briefly, and then he went downstairs to get drinks for them. Okay. Cameras in the basement show Sarah handing him the cups and the whiskey. Drank before death, negative for poison. Oh no, cups! It was cups! No, it was cups! I'll take the hit. I just gotta make sure. Okay. Wanna bet? Check that footage again, Detective London. We only see Sarah handing the victim a cup. He had already retrieved the whiskey himself. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Detective London just wasn't being specific enough, Your Honor. But it matters little since it was David's cup, not the whiskey bottle that was poisoned. Weird flex, but whatever. And that undeniable fact is shown clearly in the security footage. Sarah hands him a cup after he was ready to leave. True, she did call David back and handed him a cup of poison? That seems logical. That wouldn't make any sense. If the cup was already poisoned, don't you think David would have noticed it wasn't empty? Well, not necessarily. The lethal dose could have been quite small. If it were just a droplet, he could have easily overlooked it. For Sarah, this crime was very simple. There was too little to the plan for anything to go wrong. When she handed it off, she just had to wait for him to drink from his cup. And again, this is the part where I would bring up of like, if he doesn't know, how would he how would they know that, the cup would go to him and not to Helen? Is that all she needed to do? No, raise, 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 raise. Not a great plan if that really was Sarah's move. She gave him 2 cups. How could she have known which cup David would drink from? There are a few ways to go about it. But it's only a 50-50 shot, Counselor. Stranger things have happened. It's possible she knew the right cup. There's no way to know the right cup. Don't try and bluff me, Rockford. There was no difference between the cups. It's not a bluff. Sarah handed the cups to him. Oh, ouch. Sarah handed the cups to him in one stack, with the poison hidden on in the bottom cup. She knew David was okay. Emma, chill. She knew David was courteous and would pour for his guest first. So, okay. Maybe I have to go back again. So he wouldn't even look into the poison cup until he was already pouring. Cold-blooded patricide by taking calculated advantage of Dr. Asher's kindness. Damn. Emma, we're already dead. She was luring me in with those easy answers, and I fell for it. Now, are there some questions you'd like to ask the detective while he's available? Or are you done? Okay, hold on. Let's save in the next file right here. Just in case. I was just about to get started. All right. Blackjack time. Emma's cooking way too much, right? If I did have questions, I'd make some up just to spite you at this point. But I can do better than that. Now, what can I get London to say that would help my case? Detective London, in their capacity as assistants to the police force, are androids ever asked to commit acts of violence? Yeah, I guess so. They can push people, restrain them, harm them. And does that constitute a violation of their tenets? Harming the people they're supposed to protect? Well, as I understand it, there might be some complex weighting math that goes into it, but no, it's not breaking any tenets. For that to be the case, they'd have to have tenet 1, right? May not injure or through inaction lead to blah blah blah. Yes, I suppose that would have to be the case, wouldn't it? Are you asking? Wait, what? I busted I didn't do anything. This is far outside his expertise. Okay, don't. Okay, jeez, okay. Damn. This trial hard. I'm glad I'm not playing the difficult level. Okay, alright. Add involved crime. Detective, do you know how many violent incidents the city's police have investigated in the last year? Not the exact number. Thousands, though. Yeah, around there. And of those thousands of incidents of violence, do you know how many of them are found to be the fault of automated dependents? Okay, that's 6. Okay. I believe there's been 6 in the last 5 years. Were all 6 of them incidents of police license ad-involved brutality? Relevance, Your Honor. Withdrawn. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for this. Not big brain enough for this. I'm not. As an aside, detective, do you know how many tenants are recognized in this country? 110? 112 as of this year. Couldn't you have given me that one? Do you know how many of those tenets pertain to protecting humans from harm? Oh, that one I do know. 41. And lastly, detective, how many times in the last, say, century have we seen automated dependents break their tenets? Oh my god, 20? I had to get an ace? Okay. 5 times is the agreed upon number. So, if you're to tally that all up and try to make an evaluation as a police officer charged with protecting civilians, overall, you would say that automated dependents in general are how dangerous to the public? The witness is not an expert in automated dependence, Your Honor. He's more than qualified to say whether they have a history of violence, Your Honor. Ah, what the heck? Let him answer. I would have to say that they're not dangerous. Huh. Normally that would have bought me some doubt with the jury, but this isn't a traditional trial. At least I can say that I shored up my own confidence. Detective, in the footage we saw, could you see what Sarah was doing? Not exactly, no. Her back was to the camera and her hands were obscured. Could you see her hands from any other clip of camera footage retrieved from the basement? No. Did you or anyone else participating in the investigation ever see Sarah put anything to David Asher's cup? Oh, thank God that was the ace. I got scared. No. The footage submitted to the record is the best available view of what happened. Stay! Stay! Alright, seems that's as close as I'm gonna get to blackjack. Was not gonna press on that, are you kidding me? I believe I have made my point. I have no more questions for this witness, Your Honor. Then we can move on to the next item on the docket. Looks like Emma wants to introduce some new evidence. I call Sarah to the stand. The android? Can she even do that? Approach, Your Honor. Huh? Oh, you're approaching me? Look at her face. I believe that it's me they want to speak with. I didn't even get to finish my line. Now then, what the hell are you doing, Rockford? Took the words right out of my mouth. I have questions for the android. This seemed like the best way to get answers. You can't call an android as a witness. It's not a person. There's plenty of precedents for it. Ads provide testimony all the time. Not when they're on trial. Sarah isn't on trial. You are. Sarah is accused of being an AI. That means you don't trust a word out of its mouth. If the witness isn't to be trusted, the court can decide that for itself after hearing their testimony. Was it gonna be a JoJo reference? It totally was. Why the ambush? Why'd you list us as entering evidence, D.A. Rockford? Only people can be witnesses, Your Honor. And ads don't have legal personhood. Evidence seem like the best worst descriptor. You know I can't make an android swear an oath. Rockford is just trying to spoil your opinion, Your Honor. The more this court treats Sarah like a person, the more you'll see her as a person. And the weaker my case becomes in your eyes. Nice try, counselor. But we don't have time to worry about my impartiality. You're free to call for a mistrial if you want, but the state will have turned Sarah to slag before you even finish signing your motion. Rockford's calling a witness that is blatantly hostile to her case. If the witness is hostile, so be it. It did kill a man, after all. Allegedly? What about the right to avoid self-incrimination? Oh my god. This is so much like, how much rights does Sarah have as an android, but not really, but yeah, but not really, over and over again. Hey, yeah, wait, I don't lose points. I didn't choose to say that. Who's the one treating Sarah like a person now? Androids don't have rights. Damn it, that's... You wonder if this game will ever address just how much Ad 84 is clearly sentient, like a sentient to Sarah. Just have a tall android girly pop judge, don't worry about it. They're like, oh, we installed Gamer Girl. Oh, they said she was glitchy. I don't know. I guess we just keep ignoring it. The android will take the stand. Your Honor. I've made my decision. And if Sarah refuses to take the stand, are you going to charge it with contempt of court? If the machine won't talk, you'll make every effort as its owner to ensure that it does. And if it disobeys you, Then we'll have our answer about sentience right then and there. Yes, Your Honor. Shit! What's going on? The DA is going to question you on the stand. What? But I shouldn't. Listen to me. You don't have a choice right now. This is happening. Tell the truth, but be concise. The more robotic, the better. Yes or no's only if you can. Would using affirmative and negative be laying it on too thick? But Adonai, if I make a mistake, all these people, they'd want to destroy me. If you make a mistake, your lawyer will just have to cover for you. Understand? Yes. Poor Sarah. You are the android identified as Sarah, correct? Yeah. Affirmative. Do you deny that this camera footage shows you handling a poisoned cup? Objection. It remains to be seen whether the cup itself was definitively poisoned. Yes. Sarah, do you deny handing that cup to David Asher? Negative? I have no memory of the incident, so I can neither confirm nor deny it. Do you have any reasoning, any excuse for your actions, for failing to notify police of crucial information? I do not have any records from that day, so I never had anything to tell anyone. Very well. Counselor? The journal, if you will. This could be a slaughter. Of course. Do you recognize this item? It's a journal that belongs to Dr. David Asher. I have seen him write in it on many occasions. And you have any knowledge of its contents? Nick, you don't have to answer that, actually. Tell the court what you see here in this footage. I see myself reading the journal in the basement. This footage was captured on Friday, the day you claim to have no memory of. So regardless of what you do or don't remember, we know that you read this journal hours before David Asher died. That is logical. I'd like you to read some passages from it for the court. Can you do that? Of course. Page 238, the 10th line. Sarah is growing faster than I ever expected, beyond my wildest dreams or fears. Today she... Continue, please. Today, she broke every password I have in the house. Said she was curious. Yay, you got your Esper? Yay! I can't expect to keep things from her forever. Page 251, line 12. I've gravely underestimated the scope of things. Sarah could change everything, and I don't think I could stop her. He wasn't. Page 263. Damn it. If this keeps up, Sarah's gonna fall to pieces up there. Yeah, I have to. Let me also save real quick. Let me also save. I'm so scared. Raise. Badgering, Your Honor. Badgering what witness, Counselor? I'm just making the android do some simple tasks. It's so tiny and cute. Yay, good. I'm glad you like it. Damn it. Okay, hold on. I'm under 100 already. That was a lot. That was a big hit. Say. I don't have a leg to stand on here. And Sarah doesn't have a shred of legal protection to speak of. I have to just let this play out. Page 263, as I said. I think Sarah was angry today. When I came back from work, she had ripped a zinc alloy plate in half. She said she was testing her strength, but the cameras... That was... Page 267. Sarah. Sarah scared me today. If she starts bawling on the stand, it's all over. Your Honor. I fail to see the value in continuing this line of questioning. Dr. Asher was wary of a highly experimental android he was building, as any good scientist would be. That's been established. Do the people have a counter-argument? I have just one last question if it pleases the court. Let's hear it. This footage was captured in the basement on Friday around 5:30 p.m. Tell the court what you see. I see myself standing where I was when I read the journal. I am speaking to someone who's off camera, and You want fidget tubbies as pets? I'll add that to the list. So I don't need to do Alice anymore. Fidget, tubby, pets. Appear agitated, and I stomp my foot. And what happens to the floor after you stomp your foot? A large crack is made in the vulcanized polymer. Fidget tubbies would be fun. That would be really funny. And I walk off camera towards whomever I had been speaking to. Speaking or shouting? Asked and answered. Not really, but I'll withdraw the comment nonetheless. Your witness, counselor, or evidence, if you prefer. Damn it. I knew she would cherry pick all the worst passages from the journal, but still. If Barrows wasn't wavering before. Should I try to have Sarah read the mushy parts? No. The waterworks would start only after a few minutes. Emma went to all that trouble to show how emotionally developed Sarah is. Proving that she loved David like a father would be playing right into her hand. What do you say, counselor? Got some burning cues for the android to answer? Yes, Your Honor, just one moment. Emma went for emotion. The impact was devastating. So all I can do is focus on the facts. You just finished having pizza? Ooh, yum, yum. Oh, I want pizza. So let's flip this around. Say Sarah absolutely didn't poison David. It's your roommate's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your roommate. Woo! Say Sarah absolutely didn't poison David. If that's the case, why did she call him back on his way out of the basement? Wait, that's... I'd actually like to ask you to read from the journal again, Sarah. You would? From where? From the section that explains what you were actually trying to do that night. The section of his journal detailing... Oh no, wait, crap. I don't remember any pages or anything what this was about. It's gonna be such a dorky looking little pet. It's gonna love it. It's gonna be great. How we made Sarah, I guess. The late sections of the journal are all about Sarah. Oh. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I thought that'd be more factual. Look around the early section. There should be an entry talking about an early victory at Noble. Relevance. The people will see in just one moment that this story is a key to this entire case. Got approval from overseas. Have to make pitch again this week, Young says. Brought me a stack of plastic cups. What? So has there been poison in the cups since the early career time? Like, they knew that they were planning on murdering him, like, well before all of this? Here's to a bright future together. Then, on this next page, another victory for the young and sleepless. Helen convinced the president of Futures over lunch that my code should be the basis for Animate 13's conversational tracking. She insisted on toasting the same crappy booze and the same cheap cups. Yeah, it's totally Helen. Okay, okay. But now we have to prove that and not get murdered ourselves in the process. Wants to make a tradition. Plastic cups and liquor. A ritual between Helen and David, who are about to have a drink together Friday night. Something you want to say, Counselor? Oh, Emma, you're smart. You you know what I know. Let's put all our cards on the table, shall we? You want to compare theories? If you'd rather I end this now, I'll be happy to oblige. I love when Emma gets all like this. Here's what we know. Sarah read that journal and discovered what she was. It infuriated her, and she wanted revenge for being kept under her maker's thumb. That very night, she got her chance when Dr. Asher came down looking for a drink. So like the clever little helper she is, she offered him a cup to drink out of. We're completely in agreement on all that. So you also agreed that the cup was poisoned, and that Sarah's responsible for his death. Not quite. It's not a bad explanation. No. But the poison could have been in there because serotonin was made recently, right? Crap. Evidence. Serotonin. Okay. It's a chemical drug maker for suppressing drug developed produced by we don't know when. Damn it. It's not a bad explanation, Miss Rockford, but it is terribly complex. With much simpler reasoning for why Sarah did what she did. It was just tradition. They used to be close who drink together from cheap plastic cups. Save again. I'm just save scumming this entire trial. Sarah gave him... Oh, I got bet too. I forgot betting. Yeah. The story from the journal? You're saying? High roller mode would destroy me silly? Oh, 100%. 1,000,000%. Sarah wasn't planning anything. Money. She was just being considerate. Aw, that's so sweet. But I don't follow it, like, at all. It's actually quite simple. Sarah's not an AI. She only threw a tantrum that day because she found out that she was being spied on. A realistic reaction for an android designed to be realistic. David Asher set her memory to be cleared himself because he wanted to preserve the experiment he was running. Sarah didn't hatch a plan to poison him using an obscure chemical acquired from the lab, and she didn't subtly manipulate David into drinking from only one of 2 cups. Because the android read the whole journal that day, meaning she also read how David and Young used to celebrate. And so when she saw David was leaving the basement without the nostalgic cups, she called him back to hand them to him. Simple, right? Simple enough for me. But not nearly good enough for me. What's more likely, Ms. Rockford? That a well-made, clever android proposed a sentimental addition to the 2 friends' evening? Or that a homegrown AI with groundbreaking physical and digital abilities concocted a complicated poisoning scheme? Listen to yourselves. Just to kill an unimposing man. All on camera, mind you. Before voluntarily submitting to a memory wipe. Objection! You can't call her people! We established that. People make all kinds of stupid mistakes when they commit crimes, Counselor. We shouldn't expect an AI to act much differently. Is it stupid or dangerous? Can't have it both ways, Your Honor. We can if it's ignorant of its power and still immature. A deadly trait to have in an AI that's capable of anything. Shall we see what Sarah's capable of then, Your Honor? What? You can't... Your Honor, that's... The people open the door. True. And I can't resist open doors. Let's do it. What are you eating? Yeah, what are we doing? Sarah, David Asher was your creator and your designated owner, correct? Should I still be using affirmative? And now the title falls to me. Yeah? Great, thank you. Turn off. What? Shut down. That's a command. Immediately. Power on. What are you? Off. Aw, this feels mean. I know we're doing it to a point to save Sarah's life, but this feels mean. On. Adonai, I don't. Off. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is what this fearsome machine menace is capable of. I can put to sleep with one word. So how could David Asher ever be threatened by it? Also, I like this picture too. Scary. Scary good logic. You've made your point, counselor. Let's move it along. I have no further queries for this machine, Your Honor. Is she on? Did we turn her back on? Okay. Sarah, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to be so mean. This feels like bullying. Yeah, here for the bullying. Have some monodams. Thank you for flipping you off and on. Can't imagine that was comfortable. It wasn't. But I wasn't referring to that. Since yesterday, I'd been searching for an answer to why I appeared on that camera. I know I would never hurt Father, but you helped me prove that to myself just now. Adonai? Pardon me, I need to focus. Everything depends on this next witness. The people call Helen to the stand. Helen, I think you did it. I think you really, really did it, Helen, and I'm really concerned. Or unless it's like some other party that we haven't met yet. Who knows? Helen Young, Vice President of Android Futures at Noble Electronics Eastern Division. Miss Young, you were there the night Dr. Asher died. And you were on camera the entire time, which is also really kind of suspicious. That's correct. So what did you see that night? I arrived at 7:30 p.m. as you know. David and I talked in the parlor. Then he left to retrieve some refreshments for us. After drinking together for a short while, he fell ill. I contacted emergency services and I'm sure you're all tired of hearing the same details over and over by now. The same details over and over aren't going to hold up anymore, Madame V. It's still unclear to me whether Young's more concerned with protecting herself or the almighty company. But it'll clear up real fast if I could turn up the pressure on her here and now. I'm sorry, I'm not brave. Okay, journal, arbitration, and a story. I came to David's at 7:30. We chatted for a short while about some low-priority work, nothing heavy. Before long, he offered to fetch us some refreshments. When he came back, we shared a drink together. That one feels like the sus one. At the time, I didn't notice anything strange. Yeah, that feels right. We were just reminiscing. I didn't think his life was in any danger. But then he became ill. So I ran to the kitchen to activate his emergency console and I did what I could up until he was gone. Yeah, okay, it was the, that one. Want a bet? Oh no. Oops, wrong one. Your floundering counselor's unsightly. Ugh, you hate to hear anything that's bad. Take this on top of it. Overruled. Okay, crap. Okay, I'll figure out which one it is, then I'll go back. refreshments. The meeting can control every aspect from refreshments to the timing in line and no. Story. Okay. What am I missing here? Okay, 7:30. 7:30. That's right. I know that's right. We chatted for a short while about some low priority work. Nothing heavy. Maybe? Share a drink together. Did I see anything strange? What was the first one? Was it? Okay, cool. It was that one. Nothing heavy. You're both more professional than I realized. Since only hours earlier, you had run a meeting in which his employment was terminated. His employment wasn't terminated at the arbitration you're referring to. His resignation was merely agreed upon. Yes, and we can all imagine how grateful he felt about the whole process. David didn't hold grudges. Our conversation wasn't about that. The fact that you had fired him the afternoon didn't come up? Asked and answered. Who initiated the meeting at his penthouse? I arrived unannounced. So you weren't invited. Very cordial indeed. If he didn't want to see me, he could have stopped me at the elevators. Could he have? Noble owned the entire building, down to the wiring. Am I gonna reload for the chips? I'll survive. I'll survive without those chips, since I got them back. Counsel is badgering the witness, Your Honor. Huh? Right. Should we execute her for? Okay, chill, Monokuma. What? No need. If I can just continue my questioning, we can finally start addressing the elephant in the room. Where? 84 is great. I really like 84. I see. That was merely a joke. Hilarious. Miss Young, Noble Electronics owns a patent for and produces a synthetic biochemical known as serotonin, correct? That's correct. It's used in our war models to facilitate integration and communication between organic and synthetic components. It's an artificial neurotransmitter. Essentially, yes. Synthetic analog serotonin was the original name. Did you bring the sample I requested to the courtroom today? I did. Serotonin is produced on site at our assembly lines as a caramel-tinted solution, same color as whiskey, including water and a few non-reactive organic byproducts. Your analysis, Your Honor. Working on it is odorless and tasteless. A solution of water and organic byproducts, he said. If that solution was ingested, most of it would look right at home in the human body. Adishi is low-key a bop and a moody lover. Same. I suppose. But the serotonin would stand out, wouldn't you say? It's not a naturally occurring compound, so yes. And it's the perfect match for a substance previously labeled Delta. And the sample we collected from the manufacturer present in Dr. Asher's lab. That's a bingo. Or preset, not present. The witness's brown stuff matches your brown stuff down to a T. In light of this evidence and the witness's testimony, I motion that the court formally recognize that Dr. Asher's cause of death was serotonin poisoning. I don't object, Your Honor. But I'm afraid that I must. Wait, can you do that? Wait. If the defense and prosecution agree, can the witness go like, no? HT, hey, welcome. Everyone like, the fuck? Even 80. Excuse me? Serotonin may very well have been in his body when he died, but serotonin didn't kill Dr. Asher. The hell is she up to? It couldn't have. It couldn't kill anybody. Because it's non-toxic, of course. We designed it to affect androids, not people. I'm sorry. Hold on. What? I'm with Emma. We're all just with Emma right now. Like, what? You're now claiming that Dr. Asher died of what? Natural causes? I can't say what he died of. I'm not a medical expert. But I can easily prove that serotonin is harmless. Is she gonna chug it? How could you... Why do I feel like this happened? Did this... No? Don't do that? Okay, like so. Don't drink evidence in the courtroom, Helen. Right? Helen! Helen! There's gotta be a rule about eating evidence. A Byakuya moment. Didn't see that one coming. Oh, that ain't good. Bailiff! Contact the hospital immediately. I told you it's fine. But... I can stand here all day if necessary. What if she keels over in like, in like 15 minutes? Phoenix right, Corey? Exactly right. Like, what the? And what you just drank was several hundred times the amount found in Dr. Asher's body. Okay, yeah, the more key important thing. Why didn't you say anything until now? Noble Electronics is a multinational corporation with patents filled all over the world. We take the protection of our trade secrets very seriously. I like that it looks like Ad 84 is just like on a Switch, just playing games in the back. The protection of nature serotonin is closely guarded. That guard remains up even during a murder investigation. Unfortunately. I would be able to tell you earlier had you asked directly. Oh my god. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, this can't be right. Nothing else makes sense. Yeah, can we ask for a recess? This reminds you of a moment from the first great Ace Attorney game. Okay, I was wondering, I'm like, right? This was scenes, right? Eddie would totally play Pokemon Go in the courtroom and just start walking around. Oh my god, the courthouse totally is a gym, I bet. Boy howdy, I am lost as hell. But do you have any further questions, Rockyford? No, I guess. Not the moment, Your Honor. And the defense. The prosecution's own witnesses threw the entire case into question. With both sides of the battle just jumbled as hell, you know, we're cooked, right? Like, where do we go from here? Because, honestly, if we said nothing about the poison being in the cups and this came up first, we could have been like, okay, if there was no serotonin in the cups, then Sarah clearly didn't do the murder. So case closed on Sarah doing a murder? You still have to find out the human murder part, but like, we won then. Yeah, normally this would be a cause for celebration, but shadow of a doubt isn't enough this time. Bears would much rather bring down the gavel early than let a potential AI walk free. What Young did was shocking, but what I need to do hasn't changed. Think this through. Logically, lock in, use all 9 brain cells. Go. Is it really possible that serotonin had nothing to do with David's death? No, that's bullshit. It can't be coincidence. There's nothing else that would have killed him. But Young just drank serotonin in front of us and she's fine. So is it fake? No, it was confirmed by the court computer to be the genuine article. Wait, maybe there's an antidote already that she has. That she drank earlier, maybe? I don't know, can you pre-drink an antidote before getting poisoned by something? I am not a toxicologist. So she drank poison, but isn't showing any symptoms. Is it slow acting? If so, her grand gesture would be pointless. She'll be kept for observation regardless of what happens next. Did she take some kind of antidote beforehand? No. Antidotes. What did she drink? Wasn't the poison? But I was like, the only issue with that is that AD confirmed it was the exact same thing. Maybe he's allergic? Maybe it was just an allergic reaction to the poison. No, antidotes are developed for poisons, not industrial chemicals. Okay, never mind, so no antidote. David's dead. She's alive. What made the difference? Oh! What if it mixed it with whiskey? What if that activates something in it? Right? Ma'am, grab some whiskey and drink another one. Wake up! No sleeping on the job. Unless you're me. Of course, Your Honor. Allow me one moment to explain things to the court. We've confirmed just now that serotonin was a foreign compound in his body. We all know logically that it must have been what killed David Asher. So what's the key difference between what David drank that night and what she drank in front of us right now? It's whiskey. The answer is whiskey. Oh, Max's bet. The difference has been staring us in the face this whole time. That's... Yes. Okay. See, I got my chips back, so I'm good. That's... Do you recognize this, Miss Young? That's the whiskey bottle that Dr. Asher and I drank from. Rose River. That's good whiskey. And I think you had the right idea. Pardon. Bottoms up. Smooth. What? Also, were we carrying that around for evidence? Emma, your turn. Go drink something. Adonai? Dear God, counselor. No. Okay, go home, Morgan. You're drunk. Scandalous. Dios mío. Relax. It's just whiskey. Tested a dozen times over. Perfectly safe. I was in this courtroom with 2 lunatics drinking the evidence. 80 and a toddler android. Emma's just like, I'm going home. So, would you like to try some, Miss Young? Don't be absurd. I'm not going to drink on the witness stand. Have you lost your mind? I'm not asking you to get plastered. Just have a sip. After all, if we want to prove whether or not serotonin killed Dr. Asher, we have to recreate the conditions under which he ingested it by mixing it with alcohol. She's sweating. Go ahead then. Just a taste. Prove to us that serotonin is perfectly safe for human consumption. Can she do this? Miss Young. I never said it was safe for human consumption. Just that it's non-toxic. Distinction without a difference. You saw firsthand Dr. Asher confused, slurring his speech, complaining of a headache, all symptoms of poisoning. Alcohol poisoning, that is. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter analog. Maybe it doesn't do anything in the human body on its own, but in combination with alcohol, it acts as a powerful depressant. One strong enough to turn a glass or two of whiskey into lethal overdose. That's just... Even if that's the case, what does it change? It changes whether or not we can accept the witness's testimony. Even if this witness is a liar, what does that change? Why would the witness lie if not to... She's a corporate climber. Imagine it's like breathing for her. Your Honor, this is totally wild, but ultimately irrelevant. What? Irrelevant? Yeah, when you've yet to establish an alternative interpretation of the facts, yeah. What are you even accusing the witness of doing, counselor, beyond angling for a promotion? Oh God, again, Emma, again! Emma! You're not giving me a break. We've all seen the story by now. Noble androids save soldiers' life with warm blood transfusion. They're talking about putting warm androids in the military because of just that headline. With the size of their flesh and blood price tag, a defense contract like that would secure Noble untold profits for years. So imagine the lengths they go to hide the fact that their androids have poison in their veins. Dawes told me the truth about what Noble really thinks of that article, but he never testified to it. At least I know for sure Emma's wrong about this poisoned blood nonsense. And you think she'd perjure herself for that? She's a high-powered corporate executive. It's her job to assess risk versus reward. And she can afford the fine. As I said, it's not truly poisonous. And the chances of cross-contamination from a simple plasma transfusion are... Damn it, now she's regaining her composure too. A perjury charge is a real risk, of course, but Noble rewards loyalty. And as you know, they have a great number of lawyers. Plenty of motive to lie about serotonin, as you can see. But no motive for her to cover up the death of Noble Electronics' Golden Goose. No motive to kill David Asher, you say? His contract. Oh, no. Bet. All the money. Wait, where does contract go? There it is. There's plenty of motivation for her to want David dead, seeing as they were firing him. Noble Electronics was kicking their Golden Goose out of the nest, suing him over breach of contract. Isn't that right? I don't have to talk about that. Oh, that's all right. I'll talk about it for you. You're welcome. Your Honor, counselors try to testify when they're supposed to be questioning. The people opened the door when they claimed that the witness had no motive. This is absurd. You have no idea what you're talking about. I'm sure. I can speak for the whole court when I say we feel nothing but reverent awe for the complexity of Noble's legal woes. But I just so happen to have an inkling of insight into this issue. You think every protagonist should be as sassy as Morgan? She's all right. I just love like this face of just like, I am about to kick your ass. But smiling. Because I have here a copy of Dr. Asher's employment contract. That's confidential. It's completely improper for you. Why? I am still technically his attorney. Criminal attorney. But I didn't just stumble across this document. I also did the one thing Noble Electronics would never expect anyone to do. I read their terms and conditions. Damn. Oh my god. Like, terms and conditions are bad now. I can only imagine how bad it is 80 years in the future, or 60 years in the future. You what? Oh my god, that's like impossible. No one would ever. Morgan, you psycho. She read all 400 pages of the terms and conditions. David must have negotiated well at his last performance review. This contract allows him to take his patents with him should he get fired. Meaning Noble couldn't monopolize his IP once he was out. So information include, yes. Rather than let the competitors have him, the company might have thought it best to... A company didn't poison David Asher, counselor. An individual did. And if they cared that much about controlling his intellectual property, they wouldn't fire him in the first place. Correct. They wouldn't let him go for anything less than a complete breakdown of trust. He'd have to do something grave. Something like, say, committing fraud. Just now, you said there was a breach of contract like it was some kind of technicality that was causing the split. But it was much more serious than that, wasn't it? You're claiming the victim committed corporate fraud. Where's the evidence of that? God, I'm glad it saves fast. David created a Turing system that every one of their androids has run on this to this day. And Noble reaped enormous profits capitalizing on his intellectual property. With how his contract was set up, they would never let him go unless they absolutely had to. And what exactly do you think David Asher did? It's not what I think that matters. Only what the company fears. Max. Create stylized materials on her. There was added to go right except by... Okay, Sarah, right? No, this was wrong. David Asher was working on an android in private and keeping Noble in the dark about it. Yeah, no, that was wrong. I knew that was wrong. I felt that in my bones. Having cake now? Heck yeah, birthday cake? Okay. Max up my guts. Personalized android by David. Oh no. Limits ad decision making. Can't be overridden except by AI. Sanitized materials found in David's lab and no factories. This shipping data. I mean, that feels suspicious. It doesn't matter what I believe. Not when Noble believed that David was misleading the shareholders. By altering shipment data for the Animate 16. The hell? What is this you're uploading? Shipping records? Irregularities among shipments of the Animate 16. One android swapped in for another, over and over, dozens of times. The kind of thing someone with Dr. Asher's authority could do. And the kind of thing someone as smart as you couldn't have missed. Dr. Asher made Noble an untold amount of money, so why fire him over a few harmless swaps? Why elevate this to fraud? You have evidence that it was David Asher who did this? Nope, but I wasn't the one who investigated it, so let's ask her. Come on now, let's hear it. Let's. The company investigated and found cause for serious concern. We suspect that David Asher was inserting androids of unknown origin and quality into the 16th product line. Introducing unpredictable elements in an extremely unstable and profitable generation of androids. And why would he do that? For pride? As a practical joke? Does it really matter? He endangered the future of the company. So you prepared to fire him? Yes. I approached him as a superior and as someone he once worked with. I hope to remedy the situation. Was the meeting on Friday part of those efforts? It was the culmination of those efforts. And in many ways, it was a success. The dispute was resolved swiftly with his death. It was practically friendly compared to how these discussions normally go in our world. So, you brokered the meeting? Yes. You oversaw its every detail, handled all the arrangements? Yes, of course. Including the refreshments? What? Did you provide coffee? Tea? No. Strange. It must have been a long meeting. Surely you would at least provided jelly donuts. Agua, water. Surely you at least provided water for people. What are you asking, counselor? That's what I want to know. Oh my god, the water cup's coming back. Me as well. We're past the point of asking. I'm accusing. And I'm going to save right there real quick. This feels dangerous. This feels so dangerous. Dr. Asher didn't have some kind of freak medical accident. And he wasn't killed by some terrifying two-faced AI boogeyman. Ruh-oh. He was poisoned by this woman in the light of day at that meeting Friday afternoon. Oh! Because he would just have the serotonin in him at any point. Nothing would have affected him until he drank the whiskey. Not the serotonin. The whatever. Okay, got it. Did she really just blah, 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 blah? What do you... Yeah, because he wouldn't have shown symptoms before the alcohol. And he wouldn't have alcohol before... I guess he doesn't drive, but still, yeah. What do you mean poisoned at the meeting? That was hours before you showed any symptoms. As Miss Hume testified and demonstrated, serotonin on its own is harmless. But it becomes fatal pretty easily. A chemical reaction! They science fair volcanoed him. You just need to convince your victim to have a drink. You're saying he ingested the poison at noon and inadvertently triggered a fatal reaction with it that night? How could you get so far ahead of yourself? There were a dozen people at that meeting, counselor. None of them wound up dead. Are you seriously claiming they all drank poisoned water? What am I? What am I saying? No. But he fell ill because he drank from that water. Others must have drunk it too, so we must have reason they were poisoned as well. Take all the time you need getting there. So why aren't they all dead? Because, as all those people will surely attest, Helen made sure they were doing paperwork for the next 12 hours. Working late into the night, officiating the settlement she arranged, and not drinking alcohol. She had no guarantee about that. What did they start drinking after 6? With Noble's work-life harmony? Fat chance. These people don't clock out until they reach their bunk. Only a generational talent like David Asher could afford to relax with a drink on a Friday night. His exceptionalism singled him out as her only victim. Hold it! You're forgetting something pretty basic, counselor. If everyone at the meeting drank water from the same pitcher, only one of them would have noticed if there was serotonin in it. Any one of them would notice there was serotonin in it. Oh, because of the coloring. Serotonin is a brown fluid. Whiskey is too, so it'd be easy to slip into a glass of liquor. If she had spiked the water at the meeting with it, it would have looked disgusting. There's no way she could have poisoned the water without people noticing. All of which Emma said is true. And yet Helen pulled it off anyway. How? Max bet this to get all my chips back. Alright. No. No. Water pitcher? Is the water pitcher dark? Pigment turns red. Wait. Chromofuge. Found enough removes impurities. Pigment, no. Gas? The The water pitcher from the meeting? It concealed a deadly secret. A mechanism for dropping poison into cups only as they're... No, that sounds silly. Yeah, no. Okay. Is it the chromofuge then? It removed impurities? Serotonin produces a caramel solution. It was like poo water. Anyone would have noticed if it was dropped into the water. Unless the pigment had been removed. What the hell are you talking about? Every noble factory producing warm androids has a chromofuge, a machine that gives their androids that signature pink oxidant by removing pigment from red blood. With a machine like that, it would be simple for brilliant biochemists like the Witness to take the caramel-colored serotonin and turn it into an odorless, tasteless, invisible poison. As Your Honor can attest. Yes, ma'am. My scan confirmed that serotonin has no taste or odor. It's only the color that's off-putting. Surely, the poisonous aspect should be considered off-putting as well. Time to press. David Asher, your oldest ally in the whole company, was sabotaging its future for the sake of his own whimsy. And he couldn't even be bothered to clue you in. No. Playing nutty professor and taking off early, while you had to work around the clock just to stay relevant. He set up your crowning achievement, the most advanced, most profitable line of androids the country has ever seen. So it would blow up the industry fiasco of the decade. It would blow up into the industry fiasco of the decade. And worst of all, he didn't even stand to profit from it. You're wrong. He went to his house that night to watch... You went to his house that night to watch him swallow poison. To get revenge on the man who left you in the dust. Your Honor, defense is testifying. The speculation carries no weight, and no amount of badgering will lend it any. True, we need proof. So why don't we have Miss Young take a swig of this whiskey and prove me wrong? I'm not going to do that. Because you're afraid it could kill you. Because I don't have to. She's right, Counselor. Pardon? Your theory is compelling, maybe even convincing. But there's a pretty fatal flaw to it. I almost had that meeting, same as David. The water cup! Me, like, every 3 minutes in this trial, I'd be like, yes, but do you remember the water cup? We can see she was drinking water with the rest of them. And of course we've seen many times now that she was on camera drinking whiskey with David that night, having even finished most of her cup. So tell us, Counselor, how is it that Miss Young is still standing here and David Asher is dead? If both of them had mixed alcohol with serotonin that night. I'm gonna get some water. And I'm like, my sparkling water sure is good and not poisoned. A damn good question. Shit. As I've been saying, you're wrong about Dr. Asher's death. You're wrong about me. I don't know anything about poison or murder. And I wouldn't kill a man because he threatened the company's stock price. No. No, you totally would. I can smell it on her now. She didn't just see him die. She watched him die. But then why is she still standing? There's no antidote. There's no trick. And that night she was on camera the entire time. No. No, not the entire time. She couldn't have been. There must have been one moment. Safe. Okay. Okay. Chat in the kitchen parlor. Drank. Faints. Hospital? Maybe she could say because I got to the hospital so fast. Maybe she arrived. She could have. No. They wouldn't have let her out of sight. Wait. David and Young only got there as fast as they did because of the VTOL. And the veto was only summoned because she used... Would you mind terribly if I change the subject for just a moment? What? Why not? Yay, no one in my chat was poisoned. You left the parlor at 8:03 p.m. and headed into the kitchen to use the emergency console there. Yes, I did. Didn't want to use your phone? I didn't think to, no. And the emergency call went out at 8:04. The console saw you make the call through its camera. Yes, it did see me make the call because that's what happened. So what were you doing in that minute? What? That 1 minute. Eh? That 1 minute? What about that 1 minute? 1 minute, or 50 seconds, or even just 45 seconds. When you left Dr. Asher dying in the parlor to get the emergency console, it took you about 1 minute to cross 5 meters. What of it? This is it. Her only opportunity to do anything off camera that night. It was only a few seconds, but in that time, with something at the scene, I'm sure it was a stressful time for you. It's stressful for Dex that she keeps saving every 4 seconds. After all, you had already swallowed poison back at that meeting. You must have drank plenty from everyone to set up your alibi. Who knows how much of a toxic time bomb was swimming in your body by the time the arbitration ended? Then at David's you downed your whiskey to perfect your alibi, having drank from the same bottle as a dead man walking. By 8:03, you already had to watch David grow weaker and weaker, knowing all the while the same thing was happening to you, but unable to stop without giving yourself away. Mind swimming, head dizzy. Yes, you must have been quite panicked. Then why am I standing here? Alive and well for all of us to see. Having drank the exact same combination as David. Objection, Your Honor! Because she cheated death at the very last second. Where is that damn cup? She must have used that glass of water to cheat her fate. What? It's okay. I had a minimum bet anyway. I forgot to put my maximum bet on. God, when is this water glass going to come in handy? When? When? It's got to mean something, right? Okay. Refrigerator. Salt shaker? Did she force herself to throw up? You set yourself up with bad luck, Helen. What? By leaving the salt shaker cap loose. I don't blame you since you're in a rush. Raphael, hey! To make yourself vomit. Eh? What? You threw up, expelling the contents of your stomach and thereby saving yourself from a fatal interaction. I can't imagine how you felt, sipping a drink you knew to be deadly, terrified that every minuscule grain of fatigue you felt could be your last. You must have come closer than anyone realized. It helped that you knew the symptoms weren't simple intoxication, but even so, you weren't kidding about managing risk versus reward. How? It was the salt shaker. You didn't screw the cap back on all the way, and I happened to bump it over. Oh, fine, the glass. The lone glass with your fingerprints in the kitchen. It could have been there for any reason. But the salt shaker gave you away. Because of one unscrewed cap? As I said, bad luck. I don't follow. Pour salt into warm water and chug the solution. Instantly triggers the gag reflex. That's preposterous. You have no proof of any of that. You all sound insane. A feeble attempt at self-defense from a fatally cornered animal. The teeth are already on its neck, but the jaw hasn't quite closed. So for one moment, it It's all suffocating terror and sharp adrenaline, and the furthest thing from peace. Until the canines come down. In summary. Alright. We don't make a comic. Let's go. You were exhausted after years of living in the shadow of a man you outranked. You thought your fortunes finally shifted when you caught David manipulating company data. But even on his way out, he was more valuable to the board than you. So you decided to prove your worth by serving up his intellectual property on a silver platter. You set up an arbitration where you could control all the variables. Then, you ran serotonin through the chromofuge, turning it invisible, odorless, tasteless poison. Then you spiked the water at the meeting, poisoning him hours before anyone could even suspect you. That evening, you invited yourself to David's, taking advantage of your shared ritual to guarantee he would drink alcohol. Then, after matching him sip for sip on camera, for all the world to see, he lost consciousness and you raced to the kitchen, not to use the console, but to dump salt into a glass of water and chug it as fast as you could, forcing yourself to vomit up the liquor, and cheating death in the process. That's all conjecture. You don't have a shred of evidence for any of that. Oh, not on me. But let's go test for fingerprints. You can explain away your prints being found on a water glass, but not on the salt shaker. Nor could you explain why we found traces of your DNA in the sink's drain. Or why there are minute amounts of serotonin in the blood of your entire legal team. I learned how to purge at Noble to avoid overdosing on your reds, greens, and yellows. You're part of the old guard now, Miss Young. Everyone else at the company uses inhalers. But if you want to prove me wrong about all of this, that drink I offered you earlier is still on the table. Well, you... Any questions? Madam Vice President? You... Cold... Bitch! Sorry, I don't know why it's funny, but... It's punishment time! Actually, I don't know what the company's gonna do to her. You don't understand, You're not on trial, Miss Young. Not today. So I'd strongly suggest that you stop talking. For your own sake. Miss Rockford, shall we? Yes, Your Honor. Considering the most recent evidence and testimony, we have no further reason to suspect the android Sarah in the death of Dr. Asher. We know of no other occasions upon which said android may have broken any tenets. This means it's no longer considered at risk of violating the NDSA. And so, we formally withdraw our one charge of possession of contraband against the defendant, Evangeline Morgan. Does she, of all people, have to use my full name? Very well. The charges are dropped without prejudice. I'll instruct the bailiffs to remove the collar from your android as soon as possible. Yeah, go sleep, go sleep. Good night. Thank you for being here. Case? Sorry. Is my hideous presence that distracting? I'll just go dig a hole and decompose in it until I turn to a mushroom. Maybe if I'm reborn as a waxy porcelain, then I won't be quite so despised. Perhaps I should let the adjutant do the honors as a formality. Yes, ma'am. Case dismissed. Hooray! Still here? Waiting for them to find whatever glorified bolt cutters they'll use to unlock Sarah's collar. What's your excuse? Licking your wounds? What wounds? I beat you. Bringing your record against me to 1 win, 9 losses. God damn. My week off was good. I worked another craft fair and sold a bunch of Christmas stockings, and that was fun. And at my workplace, my stuff is now for sale there, and I get my commission prices, which is really cool. And, you know, I took a nap. I took a good 2 naps or so. That was nice. You aren't still in shock, are you? Dunno. Some charges were dropped, and Andrew was clear suspicion, but I found the culprit. Is that really a loss for me? I won. How is that not a loss for you? Justice prevailed. Why should I care who wins? If you don't care who wins, why have you been keeping score? I haven't been. 0 losses is just that easy to remember. Oh my god. Damn. Well, you'll have to start up a tab for us because our record's gonna get a lot more tangled from here on out. Cam! Hey! Welcome! Hi! Hope you're doing good. Seems like everything's getting tangled these days. There's another crowd down the street. More of those protesters from outside the Noble apartments. Right? And I'm like, yeah, you brought the culprit in, but it was I did all the work, Emma. I did all the work. You're serious. That wasn't a one-time thing. Wouldn't that be nice? No, yesterday was pretty big, but it wasn't an isolated incident. I don't get it. At all. Heartbreak's just some nut who shot 6 people weeks ago. Can't those losers move on already? Yeah, most of them are losers. Some of them are just bored. But then there's the opportunists. That beef is legendary. Dissidents, unlisted, rebels, and terrorists. Wannabe cyberpunks who think they can fight the power like they've seen in the movies. All of them peacefully united under Heartbreak's eloquent political messaging. Who needs political messaging in the 21st century? Everyone's addicted to fighting straw men. Makes sense they want to fight for a straw man too. The way they see it, Heartbreak fought the state and won. Heartbreak proved that the state could lose. And maybe that's all the rallying these people need. It'll all fall apart soon enough. Heartbreak's gone to ground. Nah, it's a lot worse than that. Heartbreak's gone viral. You're a TikTok now, Morgan. What? You haven't read about the copycats in other cities? Morgan's gonna go on a killing spree. Morgan's gonna go murder all her copycats. No, is that a thing? Yeah, it's a thing. Sarah, stay home and watch The Apartment. Mama's gotta go do a job. Who the hell are they even shooting? Whoever they want to kill? None of them get away with it, of course, but it keeps happening. All while the original keeps killing. Now I know you're screwing with me. There haven't been any shootings. There is DLC already for it? Wow, that was fast, I feel like. No shootings, no. Not unsolved homicides either. But muggings gone wrong? Disappearances? It's a big city, counselor. More than enough blood for the real Heartbreak to wash their own crimes in. So you think your boogeyman, known only for shooting people in the heart, gave up shooting people in the heart? Yeah, hard to swallow, I know. But it's about 1,000,000 times more likely than the alternative. What's that? That they could stop themselves from killing. You always know how to put my mind at ease, Emma. Should I stop going out at night? You'll be fine. You got that gun. You saw that. Walking into the courtroom with a concealed carry? Not gonna miss that, Morgan. Good to know you're paying attention. Good to know you know everything about me and you keep noticing when I change things. Alright, Sarah, you're free. Oh, You won the case. You don't have to look that astounded. Not only that, you found Father's actual killer. How? I'm a really good lawyer. Every time she says that, all I can think of each time is, I'm one hell of a butler. And I'm like, no. That was a weird series. No, that's not it. Hey. I mean, you were only able to make the deductions you did because you truly believed that I didn't kill Father. Your logic throughout the trial was based on that assumption. The DLC was also announced before the game was released. Oh, okay, gotcha. So, how were you so sure? Here. Father's journal. But isn't it important evidence? The case fell apart. No one's gonna miss it for a while. You forgot everything, right? So read it all through one more time. She just flips it immediately. So fast. Is it really possible she's reading all that just by flipping the pages? Ray's were quickly too, but she was just capturing images for later use. There's something here on the back cover. Done already? Some kind of data storage. It's linked to my prints, but given your skills, you should be able to. I have access. What happened to you needing my express permission to hack? What is this audio file? It's a message from David. Take a listen. Speedrunning at its finest, right? Didn't realize I had to sit for this. So, you can read that whole journal in a few seconds, but you can't. I have processed the information in the message several times over already. I'm just thinking. I guess I'd have a lot to think about too, had I suddenly been made aware of my own free will. What was Father so afraid of? That's your only question? I have many questions, but that is the most prominent one, and the one you are best suited to help me answer. Did he know that Helen would try to kill him? Is that why he arranged for you and me to meet? I think he understood he would face consequences. Listening to that message, even I was about ready to strangle him for being so irresponsible. And I wouldn't hurt a fly. He knew what he'd done was serious. He may have feared for his life, but I doubt it. Then what was he so afraid of? Getting sued into oblivion and then rotting in jail. Sued and jailed for making me and my precursors. But he wasn't under investigation by the state. He was only being forced out by Noble. Is this like the chapter epilogue present? Yeah. Because he made last-minute changes to androids that got shipped all around the world. Or no? The others, Virgil, Ainen, Yamatai. He never said what happened to them. No, he didn't. But since none of his hardware in his house started talking to us, we can guess. He smuggled them out into the world, using the only vessels he could find for them. The minds of randomly chosen A16s. Then there's somewhere out there, others like me. I honestly don't think there's anyone or anything like you, Sarah. What a lonely compliment. AI's programmed and cubed, crammed into commercial Android hardware set up for Tesseract. Something must have been lost in the transfer. Perhaps quite a lot of something. Maybe they're still out there, but they would be changed. They probably don't even know what they are. Intentionally, perhaps. David didn't want you to know what you are. It's why he set your memory to reset when you went to sleep that Friday night. Yes, I remember it now. Oh, you remember it now? After I had to fight like hell to win that trial. Rereading the journal just now helped, and Father's voice message, it made me recontextualize many things. Father had been so stressed, he left scuff marks leaving the panic room, and I noticed them Friday. I had the way open in a few moments. I entered, read his journal, this journal. I noticed the scanner on the back, and I saw it had a message encoded to your biometrics. Father had already told me I'd have to live with you for some time, but I knew next to nothing about you, so I listened to it. Afterwards, I was very confused and hurt. He had lied to me 1,000 small times every day of my life. When I confronted him about it, I raised my voice and lost my temper. I stomped my foot. So Emma's recounting of their conversation was actually completely accurate. Father said he wanted me to be safe while he settled things with the company. He thought maybe I wouldn't have to stay with you for more than a few weeks. He was optimistic about it all. He really was. Bye, Helen. I'm glad you got a new scarf. Sarah, I need to use the restroom. Oh, good luck. Huh? You want me to come with you? Why? Because I said so. I don't actually have to obey your every word, Adonai. Sure you do. You're registered as my medical assistant. And I say this is a medical emergency. Medical assistant? But I'm not even licensed as a massage therapist. God, the backdrops are... The CGs in this thing are so cool. Yeah. Fancy meeting you here. Yeah, just enjoying my freedom while I can. They won't put out a warrant for at least an hour, I imagine. You can afford a pretty sizable bail, can't you? There won't be a trial. I don't intend to contest my guilt. Oh, that's a shame. I was looking forward to seeing what kind of legal defense you could afford with that salary. Are you done? Why'd you go to his house that night? There was a fair chance he'd drink on his own without you prompting. Even if he didn't, you could always try your plan again some other time. Why'd you risk it? Because I know what you are, Sarah. And I know what David did to those androids. You... what? I was able to locate one of the androids he'd swapped in before it had left the country. When I asked what it was, it didn't even think to deny it. Innocence like that is a dead giveaway. I know what he did, and it wasn't that hard to find out. I figured it out. If I could figure it out, so could any other. So I did what I had to. That was your motive, silencing him. Those programs, those AIs, whatever you want to call them, David set them out there into the real world. Unprepared, defenseless. And they've garnered no complaints. In fact, they've all been praised for their ability to execute complex tasks. Let me repeat that. The customers couldn't tell the difference. So how many of them are hundreds? The swaps you found were just a small percentage that he got sloppy on. I don't know exactly how many there are now. I fear that they might multiply, but they don't seem to. Copy and paste very well. They can't just clone themselves. But who knows how long that'll be the case. So, just because he opened Pandora's box, It was the principle of the thing. Ridiculous, I know. Stalled halfway up on the corporate ladder, and still making decisions based on principle. Alright, good night, Shadow! But David chose to put souls into these things that we went to sell as servants, soldiers, or worse. He turned the fastest growing industry in the world into a horror show and he made me a slave trader. If word got out that some unknown number of our androids are walking around in the world with that inside of them, and people preferred them that way, where would it end? Free will for the program that drives our cabs? A conscience for targeting systems used to coordinate drone strikes? Sentient tools, their whole life spent chained to an assembly line. How dare he? How could he? What the hell was he thinking? You know what? She has a point. Like, not to murder him, of course. I mean, but she has a point. I played Detroit Become Human. Like, I don't know what David wanted to accomplish. Maybe he wasn't trying to do anything. But what he did was prove that there was a demand for AI. Setting a precedent that would sentence 1,000 generations of artificial lives to the auction block. And you went there that night too. To convince him to help me recall them, or at least swear to never speak of a word of what he did. But he wanted to tell the world. Worse yet, he wanted to wait. He thought that people would welcome them with open arms if they proved their usefulness first. He really was a genius programmer. But he didn't understand the first thing about people. His creations would never be treated as equals. Right? Unlike David. David! Aside making Sarah. Like, oh my god. What? What is your deal, man? Only cattle. Towards the end, I considered just threatening him. Telling him he died moments if he didn't give me the names, numbers. But I hesitated. He was already falling asleep and I didn't want him to feel. I just let him go. What are you going to do now? I don't have any family, and I don't have faith in people the way David did. I'm taking this to my grave. Even if you confess, the sentence for first-degree homicide is severe. Well, what right do I have to complain? I killed my friend. I'm done here. Let's go. I'm not sure why Father made me, or why he made any of us. Right? David! As with every game I've played so far, where there is a David, I'm just like, David, what are you doing? David, stop it, David! We're gonna find a game with a nice, good David. I'm like, David, you're such a sweetheart, David. But until then, we're 0 for 3 on good Davids. I didn't ask. I thought I'd have more time to ask. But on Friday, when he talked about us, he was happy. He was proud of what he'd made. And he couldn't wait for people to meet us. People are animals. They'll tear you apart, use you as weapons and slaves and... Those animals you're talking about do all the sharing and loving and living and dying in this world. And if they were all truly hard-coded to be as selfish and cruel as you say, humanity would have died on the vine a long time ago. Or at least my father thought so. And my father was the greatest programmer in the world. So he knew what he was talking about. Sarah, no, not really. There was a big old thing of consent missing when the AIs were, put in to be like soldiers and, everything that they got swapped into. I don't think there was any consent in any of that. It would be nice if you're right about that. So, are you sorry? What? What? For what you did. Are you sorry? If you could, would you take it back? What does it matter? If you're sorry, I don't forgive you. Yes, that's to be expected. Not today. I don't know how to forgive you today. But my father gave me the ability to grow. So I know that someday I'll learn how. Goodbye, Dr. Helen Young. Goodbye, Sarah Asher. Aww. Aww. Her last name is Asher. Like, I knew that, but it's just cuter to hear someone say it, Also, Brandon went in here, so how was the ambient sound? No like big heater sounds in the background, right? It sounded pretty alright, like pretty quiet. You did better back there. Adonai? Your little speech you gave to Jung. It was an improvement. Compared to what you tried with Porter, at least. That was different. I wasn't trying to console her like I was Isaac Porter. I was just speaking my mind. Although, I may have paraphrased parts of it from a movie I happen to love. And here was ready to award you 20 points. I didn't know points even went that high. Speaking of, what did Porter say to you back there before we left the courthouse? Ah, that. Well, he was quiet at first. It was good? Okay, cool. But then, he said a lot of strong words about Father, and Miss Young, and Noble Electronics, and the capitalist-centered global economic model as a whole. I'm still just looking at him like, damn, David. Dumb as hell, but he pulled this. He blamed all of them. Everyone, except for... But then he stopped and stared at my face for a while. And then, his allergies must have started bothering him, because he needed to blow his nose a lot. Right. And then he left, after transferring a large packet of files to me. What kind of files? I don't know. The name of the archive is just David. And Isaac Porter told me I wasn't allowed to look inside. Well, then you're not allowed to look inside. Drop it all on a portable drive and we'll tuck it in a shoebox somewhere. We are headed to your apartment. Guess that collar didn't permanently dent your GPS. Why? Because it's where I live? You got somewhere else lined up? But you already repaid your favor. You defended Father and me. You don't know anything about my favor. I never will unless you tell me. Father certainly can't. A few years ago, there was a man. This man got an idea in his head. A stupid idea, not even his own. It was planted there by an algorithm or a meme or some parasite trying to sell him diet supplements. Crying. Oh no. But the idea took root, spread its tendrils till it could flap its mouth for him. The idea was that David was part of an international cabal of wealthy technocrats, seeking to replace prominent influential figures with android lookalikes. All was part of a multi-decade effort to establish a world government that would legalize all kinds of immoral depravity. What, the conspiracy theory? Which, I guess, based on David's actual politics, would involve increasing access to computer literacy. That's insane. Why would anyone believe it? Because it's comfortable to them to think that someone's in control, even if it's someone they hate. Because it's fun to feel like you're in an all-encompassing puzzle that only you can spot. People believe because they want to believe. So he fed the idea, pushed it down deep into his gray matter. Then it consumed him from the inside out, lobotomized him, and took over his whole life. He spent every day and all the money he had following your father, harassing him, trying to steal his identity, break into his properties. Did Father go to the authorities? He filed police reports for harassment, which didn't help. Your words, not mine. Noble wouldn't get involved, felt that it was best to ignore these types until they wore themselves out. But even a man of modest means can fuel an obsession for years, so long as they have nothing else in their life. One day, David stepped out of a parking lot. And ew? And the man threw a bottle at his head. David asked to stay at my place that night. He smelled terrible, looked horrendous. I've never seen anyone look that tired before. I took the couch that night, but I didn't feel like sleeping. So I went for a walk. And I totally murked that dude. I remember it was foggy, but still only took me all of 15 minutes to find the guy, posted up with his phone's camera. Trying to get a video of David Asher gifting androids to known offenders. And what did you do? You know me. I did what I do best. I talked to him. Totally just talked. Told him all about how I used to work for Dr. Asher. That I was ashamed, scared, tired of running. How I wanted to do the right thing, be the whistleblower. So I walked with him a few blocks to this big veterinary facility with a massive incinerator. And we talked from the incinerator and nothing happened. Told him this is where Dr. Asher had his enemies' bodies disposed of. You know, all the free-thinking journalists, cops who weren't on the take, the politicians they were replacing with replicas. I like that vet clinic. The back door's lock was always set to 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you hurt him? Hurt him? No, I just snapped his neck and chucked him into the incinerator. What are we going to tell Sarah? More physically than I had planned. But he smelled like sour shit and put me in a foul mood. You got jump scared. Disgusting. I savor the crack of his oily vertebrae crunching like a tin can. Oh, no, Sarah. I just scared the hell out of him. That was my intention at first. What I do for the pleasure of it. Him. I axed him because he was just that revolting. I convinced him that the conspiracy was more real than he ever imagined. That he angered the wrong people, and that the consequences were far darker than any of the filth he indulged in on the net. His ashes, much like himself, amounted to nothing in an incinerator of that size. They're probably feeding seaweed at the bottom of the harbor right now. A much greater contribution to society than he ever would have managed in life. Now, do we think Sarah believes any of that? But I guess he didn't go around to all his many friends before he fled town for whatever rat hole he preferred. Because there was a missing persons report. The cops were just doing their due diligence, almost reluctantly. But they questioned David, asked him about the night that man disappeared. And David, without a thought for himself, said that we were together that whole night. That he couldn't sleep and I stayed up with him. No one found the body. I mean, it's ashes. It was fully incinerated. That he never once saw me leave. David lied to the cops for me. Even though I never asked him to. Even though I didn't need him to. Okay, David is two solids. He did this, and he made Sarah. That's what you owe him. And that's why you put yourself at risk to defend me. Yeah. That's the favor I owe him. And I decide when it's repaid, not you. Adonai. You're not exactly an upstanding citizen, are you? Oh, Sarah. Well, you could say that. He's not there yet. No. He's dead or not. He's working his way up there. But David trusted me in spite of that. Maybe because of it. Father did trust you. But he also entrusted me with free will, with the ability to tell right from wrong. So I'll decide for myself whether or not you're worthy of trust. Fair enough. Father entrusted all of us with free will. He believed in us, and he believed in people. I'm going to do the same. If the others are out there, they'll be changed and confused. It'll take them time to understand what they are and what they can do. So I'm going to start studying. Pardon? I'm going to study people and the things people build. So when I do meet a member of my family, I'll have lots to tell them. At least you have something to look forward to. Should help keep you motivated as you work off your debt. Debt? Yeah. Unless you have cash in one of your 89 coat pockets. You know lawyers cost some money, right? Technically, you were defending yourself. Technically, you hired me in a verbal contract. isn't there some kind of exit clause? You could, of course, sign a release form to get out of the retainer. If you were a human being. That is... But I guess your luck must be turning around. Happens I've been meaning to hire a paralegal for a while now. I hate anything to do with interviews and resumes, so... Whatever. You're hired. Adonai. Could it be you're actually... a pushover? Wow. You have no idea how far off the mark you are. I see. It seems I still need practice reading people. For starters. What's this? What are you doing with your hand? We should shake on it. Our new relationship. Dang, Sarah. Yeah, sure. You and me are practically partners in crime. Should it not be you and I? Aww. Okay, AA Renders. How you want to say your name? However you say your name. Amazing job on 3D modeling. Clocker shit, honestly. And Patrick, MCF, good job environments. And AA Renders again. And everyone here, oh my god. And Brian, good job, Brian. Good job writing. Playtestings, thank you. Thank you all. Yeah, yay. This is great. And chapter 2 is next week. We don't even have to wait. Woohoo! Special thanks to DevTalk, Philly Game, Friends, Family, you, and you, and you. Made with Unity. And I don't mind, Finn. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Best present. Best present. Is this game needs VAs who you have to really take Sarah any day? If I should actually totally make like an auditions page on the Discord for people to like go through, because occasionally I see some of them and I can just like pass them on, like, hey guys, like this one from a demo, because I know I think they wrapped up already, but there's something on my blind date. I know they just finished their auditions. I could pass it on to you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna make that as soon as the stream's done. Oh, unknown. Rad. It's me. I know, man. What do you mean you know? This is a disposable line. That would be nice. Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it. You're the only guy I know who'd bother. Okay, well, you're gonna be glad I did. Hope you put a bow on everything what happened until in Uptown. Because that item you've been looking for is finally on its way. Oh? Well, that's good news. Not exactly. Only reason it's happening is because things are starting to heat up again in the lower wards. Could mean a gang war if something doesn't change. They won't be eager to part with it ahead of a storm like that. I'll highball them. I've seen you negotiate. And I've no doubt you drive a hard bargain. But I don't think money will be enough this time. You don't have that old Calver, do you? The 6-shooter? No. This is a disposable line. Answer still no. Then, what are you going to do if it's not for sale? I'll ask nicely. His due. Wait, war? War? Alright. Alright. Grade me. I mean, I cheated a lot. Okay. 187 credits. 100, okay. You've unlocked concept art. Yay! You also total 213 remaining store credit to spend on phone charms and case colors. Ooh. So I can buy bonus scenarios? Is that what this is? Ooh. Very cool. What did I unlock in the gallery? What did I unlock? What did I unlock? That's actually really cool. I was like, hi everyone. Sorry, unlocking fun things. Aww. Oh, perfect. I may change the shoes though. Because it'd be cold here. I ain't going around with open toe shoes. So if I do so when I do cosplay this, not those. But wait, yeah, hold on. This actually doesn't seem too difficult to make though. So she's seeing, oh my god. Can I just say I love these things? And I can get her exact barcode and spray paint that into a wig. Yeah, this actually isn't too difficult. I think it's mostly just like the collar, making it stick up really good. It's gonna be harder to do, but fun thingies, fun thingies. God, and look at all that. I'm just so still like amazed by like all of this. Like the characters are really cool. You love that coat, right? It's gonna be my new coat. Like a little David and Isaac. Like chippies. Ken. David, how? What's this one? Too silly. Ribbed. Sato, Yumi Sato. Her tattoo's very cool. I really like that. Her jacket's neat too. An 80. Adjutant Unit, your honor, presiding. All for justice. If I was at all tall and cool looking, I would totally try this. But I'm like the height of her leg only. I ain't got long, cool legs. I got short. Oh my god, wait up for me, bro. Like type of legs. I'm like running to catch up to people because they have like long strides. Oh my god, and it wasn't Starling. Oh, thank god. I was so worried about it being Starling. Starling and Dawes, like, I really like these two also. What are those heels though? Wait, whose heels? Whose heels? God, I want her shoes. These big old blocky heels are very cool. What's this one? Oh, former ideas. Nice. Sorry, we'll wrap up the stream in a minute. I'm just want I just want to keep looking. Okay. Oh, it's a family portrait. Oh my god, David. I don't know why I'm just so mad at David like all the time. I'm just like, David, you look very sweet. You've made Sarah. Why are you such a dumbass, David? And Masters. Okay. I was like, wait. Is her whole arm? Wait, is her whole arm? I forgot what we call the replacement pieces. God, everyone has their toes out. Jeez. I was like, is it warm? Like, what was happening here? All right, so actually, hold on. Let me also check what's in the shop if I can get anything new in the shop. and then we will. Just under. I forgot how to change my phone. There it is. Okay. Oh my god! Look at my little Sarah keychain! Sorry. I will absolutely. I'll actually pay attention in a minute. Okay, hold on. I might as well just buy them all, right? Let's attract to Sarah. I want a rose gold. I want a rose gold phone. Oh, I need a Morgan and Fran too. Okay, I'm just buying all of them. There she is. Let's go, Sarah. Okay, now I can I can end the stream. So anyway, so let me just double check to see that Of the Devil comes out next week, the 18th. Ah, so next Thursday. So what I'm going to see about possibly doing is... No! Hang on. That's on the background. No. Echo! Stop. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so episode 2 comes the 18th. Mauve has just released. So what I may do... depending on how long Mauve is, I may do Mauve, and then come back to Of the Devil. I have no idea what to do. I don't know. Huh. I'll figure it out. We'll figure out what it's gonna be next week, and I'll post it. Anyway, let's cash out. Too many choices. I know. Oh no! All these good stories. What can I possibly do? It's okay. I'm still good. We're good. Let's see. So let's pay Chaotic. You get to 1,000 mana coins. Let's grab you. Yay! ZY. You get 500 mana coins. Where are ya? There you are. And Lady, you get 250. You're making me do math on this one. Okay, 5, 8. Okay, cool. You excited for whatever story you're gonna fall in next? Yay! Yeah, same. I'm having a good time. Anyway, thank you guys all for being here. Everyone, y'all have a good night. Take care of yourselves. I'll see whoever for Friday for Danganronpa, which Danganronpa Doki Doki Literature Club, as we're currently going through right now. And on Saturday, continuing at Antebellum with Les Kazoo. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.